ladies, Samantha from Jessima Tutorials here, and today I'm going to be showing you how to create a rainbow spiral cane using translucent polymer clay. It's not the only thing we're going to be doing today, but this is the main part of the project. So you're going to need some translucent polymer clay. Most importantly, I'm going to be using Primo today, and I'm going to be using a piece of clay that is roughly 0.5 millimeter thick. And that has been run out on the, not the thinnest setting of my pasta machine, but about the third setting, with the thinnest being the first. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to be trimming away the extra clay here, and we're going to be popping metal leaf onto this and then applying alcohol inks to get our colour. So I'm just trimming away that clay because then you don't end up with waste. Alright. And then you're going to be using some metal leaf, and I'm going to be using silver today so that the colours remain pure, but you can use any colour of metal leaf you'd like. Just keep in mind that that will influence the colours of your inks. And you're just going to be taking that metal leaf and just pop that down onto the clay. And any scraps you can pick up and pop back into the little leaflet that you've got here. Just pop that down. And I'm going to use the scraps to fill in that gap over there too. And there we go, that'll do. Now the alcohol inks that I'm going to be using are as follows. I've got sapphire blue, turquoise, sunbright yellow, Santa Fe red, and finally amethyst. And you could use just these three inks and skip the turquoise and amethyst, but I want to make sure that I have a good gradient between the colours. So I'm going to start off by opening those up. And I'm going to work with the yellow first, since that's going to be the midpoint. So you're just going to pop that down and add a decent amount right in the middle, like that. There we go. And I'm going to bring over the red and I'm going to pop that down as well. I'm not going to cross over the colours just yet. And this is the amethyst. The amethyst is quite a strong colour, so I'm being careful with how much I put there. Then I've got the turquoise. And then finally the sapphire blue. Alright, then I am just going to start working those colours together. There we go. And then just dry between each colour, because you don't want there to be too much crossover. I'm just going to spread this one out over here. And I'm going to dry off again. And then I need a little bit more of that turquoise, because the turquoise is a very light colour, so I need to make sure that that doesn't get overridden by that sapphire blue. There we go, and then I can cross over here. Again, going to dry, and I feel like I could do with a fair bit more green, so I'm just going to pop a little bit more yellow drops over here to help spread that out. There we go. Not going to fuss with that too much. Then again, I'm going to work with the yellow because the red is going to be more of the dominant colour, and I'm going to get myself some orange going here, and you can see how strong that red is. So I'd recommend always working with the lighter of the colours. Okay, and I'm just going to bring this over, this purple here. I'm just gently going to mix that in. Again, the red is very strong. So I'm just going to pop a little bit of amethyst in there to help mix that in. There we go. And there we go. That should just about do. I want a little bit more yellow over here because this orange is quite strong. There we go. That's pretty well blended. I'm quite happy with it. That is now going to sit and dry for however long it needs to dry. And then we're going to be making our little jelly roll. Alright, and it's taken roughly 30 minutes to dry completely. It is a little bit on the sticky side, but that's pretty normal. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to quickly lift this up off the tile because it will have stuck a little bit. And I want to be able to roll it up so I can't have it sticking. I'm just going to lift that up. Okay, and there you can see how that looks. Now I'm just going to pop that to the side, and I'm going to just clean up the tile because I don't want ink where it shouldn't be. Okay, and I've also just gotten a piece of paper because it's a little bit sticky, so I want to be able to roll it up properly. And I'm going to start off with the purple. And I'm just gently going to start getting that to roll, and it might crack a little bit, but that's okay. It probably will crack in the beginning stage as you get kind of the first little bit going. But you're just going to get that started, and once it starts going it should be pretty easy. And then you can continue rolling up the whole length, creating your rainbow spiral. There we go. The nice thing about that paper is it also will have soaked up everything. And you can see there roughly how that's going to look. Right, I'm just going to pop that to the side and clean my hands. Alright. And all I'm going to do now is this last little bit here, I'm going to go in and I'm just going to pinch it so that I get that translucent over the top of that last little bit of leaf as much as I can. And then from here we're going to be giving it a roll, both to kind of squish everything together but also to reduce it just a little bit. But this is mostly to get everything to stick together. You might notice as you're doing this that it feels a little loose. That's why I'm not rolling it and I'm just going in and actually squishing it with my fingers. And then I'll go in and roll it to even it out. You can see that that's kind of crackling that metal leaf. I feel like that should do. Now let's give it a slice and see how it looks. We're going for a flexible tissue blade. Give it a cut. And you can see there how that looks. Right, and now I'm going to be making a veneer from this. I'm just going to take this, and I'd also advise just having a piece of paper. I'll just use this here so that you can take these, and as you cut them you can pop them onto the piece of paper. That way they won't stick to your tile. And just cut out a number of them. And that should be enough for now. I'm just going to take these now and I'm going to use them to make our veneer. You're just going to take them one at a time and just pop them down next to each other. And it doesn't need to be perfect, just try not to overlap them. It's better to have spaces in between them rather than having each piece overlapping. And then you're just going to form those together into a cohesive piece of clay. There we go. Then you're going to take that piece of paper and you're going to just give this a very thorough burnish. And this is what should smooth in any gaps between your pieces. Okay, and I've just popped that over onto a piece of paper so that I can cut it out. And I've burnished it onto this piece of paper so that both sides are nice and smooth. And from here, I'm just going to be using this little teardrop cutter. This is one of the cutters that I make and sell on my Etsy store. There'll be a link to that in the description below. And I'm just going to take that and I am going to cut out my earrings. And this clay is quite thin, So when it comes out of the oven, don't be surprised if it's flexible. That is quite normal for polymer clay, especially if it's on the thin side. And I'm probably going to be applying resin to this because I think it will look quite nice with resin. I'm just going to peel this up and away, and it's all kind of sticking to each other a little bit. Okay, just need to lift that up out of the way. There we go. And there we go, we've got our two pieces, and just smooth that back down onto the paper because you want it to be nice and flat. And that's going to go into the oven for about half an hour at Primo's recommended temperature. And here they are out of the oven. Now they're pretty clean, so I don't need to give them a sand. I'm not sure how well you can see, but they are very translucent. I'll be showing that off a little bit later, but for now I'm going to be applying a layer of resin. So just choose the side that you like the best. I find that resining both sides can sometimes be tricky, so I prefer to resin one side and then varnish the other. So I like this side the best. I'm going to be resining this side. And this is the UV resin that I am using. Feel free to swap it out with a gloss varnish if you would prefer. A matte varnish also will work. This does kind of need to be sealed because of the metal leaf and the alcohol inks. Not as much as some mixed media pieces because it is mixed into the clay, but I do think that it should be sealed. But you're just going to apply the resin like so. My resin's quite slow at the moment because it's very cold. It's in the middle of winter over here at the moment. So that's something to keep in mind if you're using resin. Sometimes it can be fast and move around very easily, and sometimes it can be a little bit on the slower side, and that can really be dependent on your weather. So just keep that in mind because sometimes it can catch you off guard if it's a little bit warm and it moves around. It can very easily spill over the edge. But you're just going to move that resin around so that it covers the surface of your piece. And then you're going to pop that under a UV light for about 15 minutes. You could also place that in direct sunlight. I find the UV lamp works better. And I put it in for 15 minutes just to make sure that it is cured. It does just work best for me. And I use a 36 watt lamp, just to state that. There we go, that should work. And here they are once the varnish and resin has cured. I've just varnished the back so it has a light sheen to it. And here is what the resin looks like. And I'm really happy with how that looks. It's going to look really nice in the sunlight because that metal leaf really reflects at different angles. It's quite nice. I hope the camera is picking that up. But from here I'm just going to be drilling them. The question is, do I want them going from this side to this side or the opposite way? I think I'm going to drill from the top. I usually drill from the thin end, but I think I'm going to do it from the thick end this time round. I think it'll look nice. Alright, and I'm just using a little handheld pin drill for that. If you are drilling and you have resin, always go resin side first. It's another reason why I only drill one side. It's another reason why I only resin one side, because you want to always be going resin side first and pushing down onto the clay. That way the resin remains stuck to the clay. Whereas if you go through the opposite way, you can end up actually pushing the resin up and off of the polymer clay's surface, which can be a bit of a problem. And there we go. Just drill straight through, like that. And then to assemble it, you're going to need some jump rings and an ear wire. Now I'm just going to use gold today because I think it works well, but feel free to use any colour metal you want. And you're just going to use that, pop that through the hole you made. And yeah, that should be pretty much it. And once I'm done here, I should be able to show how translucent they look. Can't really show it very well in this light, but I'll definitely be showing off how translucent they are because it's a key feature of this project. But yeah, I can definitely show you how nice and reflective it is though. But yeah, that is pretty much it for today's tutorial. Nice, easy one, but I think it's quite effective. And it's just a nice project in general. If you're not a fan of rainbows, you could absolutely make this in a range of different colours, so don't feel like you have to go with the colour range that I've shown here. This could look nice in blues and teals. You could even go just reds and oranges. Feel free to mess around with it. This will also work with non-translucent polymer clays. You could swap out the translucent for white, and the alcohol ink will show up quite well. But yeah, that is just about it. I do hope you enjoyed. If you did, please do consider leaving a like and subscribing to the channel, as I do videos like this just about every single day. If you would like to support the channel so that I can continue creating videos just like this one, please do consider becoming a member. There is a join button just below this video where you can become a member of the channel, or you could check out my Patreon account and become a member there. They're both exactly the same, so whichever one works for you is all greatly appreciated. You could gain access to these videos early, as well as exclusive access to videos that are not available on YouTube. Another way to support the channel while getting yourself a couple of polymer clay tools and supplies is to check out my Etsy store, Jessima Design. There'll be a link in the description below. I sell things such as the cutters that I used in today's video, along with a number of other polymer clay related tools and supplies, all made by hand in the studio. But yeah, that is just about it. I do hope you enjoyed, and I'll be seeing you in the next one. Bye for now.